Alright, what is up y'all? Double T here, back with another video, and thank you guys for checking this one out. Today, as you can see from the title, we finally beat Resident Evil 4. Literally, I beat this last night. I wanted to give myself a little bit of time to, process my thoughts on it and everything before I actually give a full review. But yep, I played it on the PlayStation 2. Original hardware, as it should be played. I do have the remake as well on PS5 that I will get to someday to play. But I wanted to play my first playthrough ever. I wanted to play, on PlayStation 2, on original hardware. So, man, this is not going to be like a full-on really expansive in-depth review or like retrospective or anything like that. This is literally just going to be my thoughts on the game and what I think of it, how my experience went, and I just want to come on here and share that with you guys. So this, I don't know if I've played a game quite like Resident Evil 4. Those of you that have played, you guys already know how it is. And let me know in the comments if you're watching this video if you have played it or if you have not played it. I'd be curious to see how many of you guys are interested in watching a video like this, if you have already played it or if you haven't played it yet and are thinking about playing it. Which, if you've never played it before, I can 100% tell you, you should play this game. You need to play it. Whether you play the 2005 version, the original Resident Evil 4, or if you play it on, the remake, the new one. But either way, it's definitely a game that probably every gamer should experience. If it's just really not your thing, then I completely get it. But this game is so... Oh, man, I don't even know where to start. This is going to be pretty much off the dome here. Just, again, my raw thoughts on the game. I do have some... a couple talking points here, just things that I want to hit on, that I want to bring up throughout the video, but mainly just going to be my straight up thoughts. So, the first thing I kind of wanted to bring up was beautifully curated story. This story, the whole storyline of, you're saving the president's daughter. I don't want to give away too much, because if some of you guys haven't watched it or haven't played this by now, then I don't want to, give you all the spoilers of the game. But there are lots of twists, turns in the game, in the plot. It's just a very well thought out story and very in depth. And that part actually, I think, surprised me a bit, because for some reason, honestly, I have not played a game like this in the PlayStation 2 era that had that good of a in-depth story. I've played some amazing games, but they're more your racing games, your crash games, your platformers, things like that. That the story isn't quite as in-depth. They are amazing games, and for the time, amazing. But this game, for the time that it came out, I honestly couldn't believe how well curated the story was and how in-depth it was. It was just a beautiful experience. This is not a game where you just rush through it or anything like that. This is a game you kind of want to take your time going through. There's also looting parts, so you want to make sure you're going through areas, getting ammo, ammunition. You can find gems and things like that you can later on sell for your inventory. But it was very in-depth and so well put together. It honestly impressed me quite a bit. And then also is the adversity in the levels. And that's adversity in literally almost every aspect of the game. Adversity in the different weapons you can get. Adversity in the enemies, the bosses. Adversity in the actual levels and the play types. You can be platforming in 1 second. You can be driving a boat, driving a jet ski. You are, jumping off a cliff, whatever it may be. There's literally not endless, but there is so much adversity in this game that it's honestly, that part kind of surprised me as well. Great experience overall. Again, this is not just a game that you play. This is an experience. So if you guys do play it, I really recommend you guys just take your time with it. You know, fall in love with the atmosphere. The atmosphere is amazing. There's a couple jump scares here and there, things like that. Some spookier levels. Some levels that are a little less spooky and scary, whatever it may be. But awesome level design. Honestly, everything throughout the game was awesome. Another thing is going to be the inventory management system. I thought was really cool. You really have to prioritize your ammunition. You have to prioritize your heals, how you use them, what weapons you use at certain times, because you might want to, depending on what enemies you're facing and how early on in a level it might be, you might want to use a certain gun and save your more heavy artillery, whatever it may be, for like the boss at the end. There's so many different ways that you can manage your inventory, and that it's actually really important in this game how your inventory management, and also like what you buy and sell in the store. So there's certain portions in the game where you can meet up with the merchant and you can buy different weapons. Sorry, my dog's going crazy back there. You can buy different weapons. You can upgrade your weapons. There's so many different things you can do, but the way you use your money, the way you use your currency, it's not dollars, but the way you use your currency, the way you are managing your inventory is very important in this game. Let's see here. What else can I talk about? Comedy. This game, there's actually some really funny parts. The writing is incredible, and there's some parts that really got me like laughing out loud, chuckling. There's some funny parts. Leon is a pretty funny character, I'm not gonna lie. There's some funny parts in this, especially if you have a certain type of humor. Like it kind of went along with my type of humor, so it was pretty funny to me. Let's see. I will say that this game, it is not one, especially if you aren't used to this type of game. I haven't played a ton of games like this where you're that heavily into inventory management, and you have to be that precise with your ammunition and shots and everything like that. So I found myself many times dying. I found myself running out of ammunition. So it's a difficult balance that you have to have. For some, it might be easier than others. For myself, I did find the game a little bit difficult. And I'm not saying that in a bad way. It was, I think, the right difficulty. But I will say that, it definitely took a lot longer for myself because I died so many times, y'all. It's not even funny. But whenever you complete that level, you complete that boss, you complete the game, it feels that much more rewarding when it's a difficult game rather than if it's just like a breeze and you're just flying through the game, in my opinion. It's less rewarding if that makes sense. But since it's a difficult game, in my opinion, that made it more rewarding in the end. Beautiful game. I know I'm kind of probably speaking in loops here when I keep just saying it's a beautiful game, it's so well put together, but I can't say that enough. It is a great game, and I understand completely now why Resident Evil is so highly touted of a game, and why it's a lot of gamers' favorite games, especially my boy Grotesque. I've mentioned him in a lot of my videos, but man, this is one of his favorite games. He has playthroughs of it on his channel and things like that, and that really got me wanting to play it and kind of branch outside of my comfort zone instead of just staying in that zone that I usually play, the types of games I usually play. I've been branching out a lot more this year, more than ever, honestly, in my entire gaming career. But yeah, he definitely had a big influence on that as well, so shout out to bro. But yeah, I don't know what else I can really say about this game. I'll have some gameplay clips of my playthrough as well, throughout this video. You guys already know that by now. But yeah, I can't recommend this game enough. I would love to know your thoughts on Resident Evil 4. Also, let me know what you guys think of the other Resident Evil games, because this is my first Resident Evil game that I've ever played. I'm not even lying, and I know that it's crazy that it took me this long to play this game, especially considering I've had my PlayStation 2, since it came out. I've had it, and I've never picked it up and played it. So I'm very happy that I ended up finally playing this game and experiencing it, and now I completely understand why there's so many diehard Resident Evil fans out there. of the whole series. Not even just Resident Evil 4, but I definitely understand why this game is one of the best games ever made. So, thank you guys for checking out this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Again, I would love to know your thoughts on what you guys think of the game, what you guys thought of this video. But again, thank you guys so much, and I will see you guys in the next one.